Hello everybody and welcome to Uprising 144K. I'm Hydrogen Man. Guys, today I'm going to do a review on the Void System vacuum blender. This is super awesome. This is the one that you can get this to work with a Vitamix, but they also have their own blender. Today I'm going to be doing the one that is made for the Vitamix. And so without further ado, I'm going to get started and show you, but why would you want to do a vacuum blending system? Basically, from the data that I've been seeing is one, it really maintains way more nutrients within the food. So you get a lot more of the nutrients due to the less oxidation, because this thing's going to suck the oxygen out of the pitcher when I make the smoothie. I'm about to show you that. And then, of course, a lot of people report getting less gassy because there's less air also trapped in there. But also the food ends up also just tasting better, being fresher. But for me, it was all about the nutrients and wanted to be even healthier for me. So without further ado, let's get started. First thing I'm going to put in here is Power Shake. Why Power Shake? Well, because to me, this is basically actually like a multivitamin. I don't know if that's really what it was intended to be, but all the ingredients are superfoods. The nutrients are so high, it's like taking a multivitamin. And this is what I always put in my smoothies. If you guys want to know more about this product or you want to try it, it's absolutely amazing. I've been extremely impressed with this one. Didn't think I'd be this impressed, but it has totally surpassed all expectations. And you can get this one at a website called ishoppurium.com. And if you want a really big discount code, you can use the code Uprising144K. And then this is not a necessary ingredient, but this one is just some raw cacao that I happen to find. It's free trade, it's organic, and obviously has a lot of health benefits. The ones that I'm specifically interested, yes, the minerals and all that is good, but the one that interests me is the way that it appears to activate stem cells. I will say, I am not giving you guys any medical advice. I'm not making any medical claims. And all right, let's keep moving forward. And it's not just a vacuum smoothie. I'm going to make a vacuum smoothie with a vacuum blender with hydrogen. So it's also going to be a hydrogen smoothie. All right, let's keep going forward. Okay, guys, let's keep moving forward. I'm putting in some flax seeds. Now, remember, you don't have to do the exact smoothie that I'm doing. Obviously, you can make a lot of different smoothies. But I will tell you one thing. I am definitely putting this blender to the test. And I noticed that it says that it has Japanese blades. I like a lot of stuff personally from Japan because of the quality. I like things that don't break down and things that are basically really well built and engineered. So I'm putting some greens in here. And all this is organic. Everything's already pre-washed. So hopefully show you guys how I'm doing all this a little faster than I normally would. Now I'm going to put some organic beets in here and ginger. Push it down. Now I'm going to put walnuts that are soaked in super clean hydrogen water. Maybe I'll show you in a second. If you want to know how to clean water to the highest degree, then I got other videos for that if you guys want to check those out. And I'll try to put links down below for all the different products and discounts if you guys are interested in some of these products that I personally use that have been amazing for my health. And I like to soak the walnuts because I like them to be carrying water into my system. But all right, moving on. Okay, now I'm going to put soaked dried raisins that were also soaked in super clean hydrogen water. And again, that way the raisins are all nice and plumped up. They have natural boron in them, which is something that I did a whole video on. The science of that, pretty amazing too. This is already pre-prepared, my natto. Natto has almost as much protein as steak, but it also has a really wonderful enzyme they call nattokinase or nattokinase. And obviously it has fiber in it too, lots of other nutrients. It's one of the #1 superfoods in all of Japan, and everybody knows how long they live in Japan. And this is touted as being one of the main reasons for it. Though I think they do a lot of other things that are amazing for your health, but natto is absolutely incredible. I've been putting in the smoothies. Nobody's really thought of doing such a thing, but it's worked extremely well. And again, I like the large amount of nutrients that it has. And of course, some people are really into the protein content of it, and I appreciate that too. So we'll go ahead and put that in there. This one's all organic, non-GMO, for those of you who are curious. Then I got my organic blueberries. Berries are obviously extremely good for you. You're going to notice that a lot of these ingredients are anti-parasitic, anti-cancerous, stuff of this nature. And moving on to the bananas. And also the soaked hydrogen chia seeds. And you're going to see how I'm actually going to soak some of this smoothie in the hydrogen water for a while. So I'll have to turn off the camera so you guys don't have to see it soaking for a good 20 minutes. Which is, you know, I do it because I found some interesting information that I was a little skeptical of, really, but it appears to be true that the hydrogen really soaks into the food and enhances it. So I'm trying to get that hydrogen in the food, and then I'll vacuum blend it, and hopefully the vacuum will only pull out hopefully the oxygen, because hopefully all that hydrogen will be stuck in the food. Okay, now let's put the celery in there. And you're going to notice this thing is getting really full. I don't think this is normal. I don't think this is what people normally do with these blenders, but this is what I do with my blender basically every single day. And if this thing can withstand what I'm doing to it, which it has been, it's quite remarkable actually that it can really do this. And I'm really jamming everything down in there, so that really lets you know it's obviously going to be able to handle this thing. Now let's put some organic carrots in there. Carrots are inexpensive and super good for you. Maybe I cut a little too many. Let's see here. It's pretty close. Well, there goes one. Okay, that should be good. I guess I was able to fit them in there. And you know what? I think I have enough room for one more banana. My bananas are unfortunately going bad, so I am going to go ahead and just use this one up. Try to use the good parts of it at least. Let's see here. And this is my breakfast every day. I actually do this for my vitamins and my nutrients. That's the reason I put the purium powder in there. And it's worked so good. It's unbelievable. But the void system for me was this vacuum blender was just a way of enhancing the nutrients that I'm getting because of what I had been reading about it for a long time, actually. And like I said, I was very skeptical. I'm a very skeptical person by nature. And I tend to really do a lot of research, and it really seems very legitimate. So that's why I'm so excited about it. And hopefully you guys are gonna find it helpful too if you're trying to enhance your health. And then the last thing I'm gonna put in here are actually hydrogen chia seeds. But let's first put the hydrogen water. Right. Here's my hydrogen station. Now I wouldn't put just any hydrogen water in here. I don't like water that manipulates pH because true hydrogen water is pH neutral. The health benefits of hydrogen are literally what saved my life and absolutely incredible. Now, I don't want to fill it up too much. The line is about right here if you can see it. And I think maybe I'll put a splash more. I don't want to put too much because you don't want the vacuum blender sucking up the water. And let's see, we can go over here now. Okay, now let's put hydrogen chia seeds. Again, they soaked up super clean water that was hydrogen water, so this should have hydrogen in it also. And that's about it. Let's get started with the void system. Okay guys, about to start blending. The one tip that I learned was put a little water on the seal, you know, just to let it lubricate or get it a little wet. No big deal, just a little bit. You don't have to, because when you put the void system on here, you don't even have to push it on here very hard, because now we're going to turn it on. So this is the part I need to show you. Let's see if I can get the angle right for you guys. First, we'll turn on the power. This has batteries in it. I think they're like Tesla batteries or something. This thing will basically appears to last forever. I have a setting here that's a pressure of 25, the internal pressure, because it's going to suck out and create like a vacuum. I don't need a 25. Let me switch to 17. I know they say 16 is good enough, but I'm going to go with 17. And then watch the water level rise. Here's the part where I got to be cautious because I don't want to suck water into this lid. It has these vents in here. So I want to stop it when the water's like really, really close. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to go ahead and hit go. Watch all the bubbles. You can see the bubbles. Oh, and then I'm going to stop. That was rising up real quick. I do not want it to get into the pumps and damage anything. So I'll hit again. Oh, I got to stop again, because it rises so quick. And it's already at a 16. You can see that it's at a 16, 15 internal pressure. So that's about where I need it to be anyway. But let's see here if I can do just a little bit more. and then I'll stop. So now what I'm gonna do, so I do these a little differently than most. We're right there at the limit. Okay, so I'm gonna put this on the blender, and I'm actually gonna turn the void system off while I'm blending, because you can leave it on. The issue is that it'll continue to try to vacuum, and I don't want it sucking up smoothie into the pumps, because that can cause damage. So I'm actually just gonna shut it down. Let me run it just a tiny bit again. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Yeah, it's you can see it's right there, but when I blend it a little bit, I might vacuum a little more. So I'm gonna actually shut down the lid. Let me see if I can change the angle here a little bit so you can see better. Okay, so here we go. Let's go ahead and blend a little bit. Now I'm gonna stop. I saw a few bubbles and the water dropped a little bit. So that gives me a little room to probably suck a little more air out. So I'm gonna try. Okay, let's see here. Oh, I'm already at that limit. So let me actually switch the setting to 25, because I'm already at pressure 17. And I don't really need to do it this way. I'm just trying to make it as healthy as I possibly can, guys, just so you know. So now it's sucking up again. You can see the water rising a little bit again. And that is more than good enough. Okay, I'm gonna shut that off. And let's go ahead and blend it again. And look how it's handling this. It's blending it right away. So that right there is pretty impressive, guys. It didn't even get stuck. My Vitamix has gotten stuck so many times that you have to have a stick that pushes it down in there. So let me go ahead and finish blending this up, and I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do next. Okay guys, almost done making the smoothie. Now when I do my smoothies, I always cut them with a little bit of hydrogen water just to kind of enhance them. So now we got it all vacuum blended, and I'm gonna show you kind of some of the last ingredients and the last things that I'm gonna do. Okay guys, all done making the blender here. I guess I'll blend it one more time for good measure. All right, so then what you wanna do, getting this lid off is literally the hardest thing. This thing is stuck on here because of the vacuum and the suction, and some people have found it very hard to get that thing off, but I found a really interesting little secret. This little red thing here is the valve. Here you can hear the noise. I'm about to lift it and you'll hear the pressure. So we release the pressure in here, but it's still really stuck on here. It's still hard to get off. I found that if I take a little tissue and I open the valve and I leave it underneath there so that there's not as much pressure, and then I found that on the lid, I put my thumb on here with my middle finger here, and I just pull up on it, and I get it off pretty easily. Not everybody can really do that. That's been probably something that people have had a hard time with. And then the other thing that I do is when I lift this up, you're gonna see this thing's all full of smoothie, right? So I just kind of scrape off some of it because I don't like to waste anything. You know, I'm putting the best ingredients in here for my body, and I actually want to honor the organic farmers that have really put the effort in to try to make clean, safe food for us, again, in my opinion. And I just want to scrape off some of this. And this stuff is, you know, if this thing is not running, that's right where the pump is. You can see little holes right there. But it's really easy to clean. I can actually rinse it, and it's no big deal because it's not waterproof, but it is water resistant. So I can just kind of rinse it. It is not dishwasher safe, so you don't want to do that. But after I do that, I just kind of throw it in the dishwasher to dry. You know, so I'm just going to put it in there for a little bit. But let's get to the smoothie, the important part, because this stuff tastes so different. I mean, I've been using the Vitamix forever with their pitcher, but this one is unbelievable. So the thing that I do is I only pour about half at first. And the reason that I do that, this has nothing really to do with the void system. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's really good. Well, so what I'm going to do is I always like to add a little ionic vitamin D3 because it's kind of impossible almost to get this nutrient from food. And the foods that have it, unfortunately, in my opinion, are all very contaminated these days. So I'm putting about, I don't know, about 7 drops, which is supposed to be equivalent to about 7,000 IUs, but usually I do between 5 and 10. Then I add more of the smoothie to kind of mix it in there. Now, this particular smoothie, I made 2 of them because it is my multivitamin. So I really do like the Void system. The only issue would be the size of the pitcher. Sometimes I like to put more ingredients. And I'm actually going to vacuum seal this guy if you guys want to see how I do that. So I vacuum seal it so that it stays fresher longer. I use this food saver. Let's go. There it is. So now it's all vacuum sealed. And I can put this in the refrigerator and it will stay fresh for a very long time. Now for the final part, the taste test. And I have already been using this for a while, so I definitely noticed that it tastes fresher. But I'm also putting some hemp hearts on here because they're extremely nutritious. One of the best, most well-balanced proteins in the world with omega-3s, omega-6s. The nutrients are amazing on these hemp hearts. And let's go and try this out. Oh yeah. That's really good. And the other thing that I like to do is I like to inhale my hydrogen gas actually, because it's super good for you. And while I drink my smoothie, that's it guys. I hope that you guys found the video helpful. I'll give you some good information about the Void system. I'll put the information down below. Or for people who want to check it out, you can go to void-system.com. Check that out. Don't forget to subscribe and share. It's free. And I'm sharing all this information for free. I don't charge to share any of this information like a lot of other health websites do. So I hope that you're finding it helpful. And if you want to support the channel, you can give it a thumbs up too. That's free also. Thanks for all the support, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys next time on the next one.